I'd like to outline some of the changes to appraisal and professional development for Term 3. First off, why are we making the changes? Well, ultimately as teachers, we want to improve student outcomes. And the way appraisal currently runs is quite isolated. We want to improve collaboration and sharing of ideas, something that we often promote amongst our students. Many of the changes that are going to be made are a direct result of feedback. And we want to ensure that appraisal and professional development is valuable and that our programs for each better complement one another. On to the how. We'll be working in small groups, no more than 7 people including a mentor. The mentor isn't an expert and may not have all of the answers, but they are someone who is there to help you and can provide assistance if you need it. We're going to introduce teaching as inquiry in place of existing parts of the appraisal process. Your mentor will give you more detail, but here's a brief rundown of how it works. Initially, you identify some aspect of teaching or student learning that you want to change or improve. Then you find some strategies, perhaps based on evidence, that are likely to help achieve this. Then you put your idea into practice. After which you analyse what happened and consider what the implications may be for any future teaching. This is called the inquiry cycle, and many of us already follow the process without giving it a label, so it makes sense to incorporate it into a process that we have to do anyway. It's important to note that the focus is on learning. We've spent a lot of time recently on upskilling in terms of technology. And while technology might assist us, it's just one example from a range of possible tools or strategies that might help you carry out your inquiry. Time will be allocated for discussion, planning, reflection, and feedback. And these changes are replacing, rather than adding to, parts of the appraisal process, with the intention of making PD and appraisal more relevant. On to the nuts and bolts. Your first meeting with your group will be in the calendared PD slot next Monday. Your mentor will help you to develop your inquiry and field any questions about the process. As part of this, you'll identify any skills that you feel you need to develop, and on the 24th of August, in the allotted PD time, workshops will run to address your needs. On the half day later that week, you'll have time to develop your inquiry further, perhaps preparing resources that you may want to use in the classroom as part of the inquiry. You'll then have 2 weeks to carry out your inquiry, and please note, we're talking no more than 2 lessons with 1 class, perhaps just 1 activity. It's not meant to be a huge workload. On the 14th of September, you'll meet again with your group for the final time in Term 3 and share your work in a brief presentation. And as part of that meeting, we'll gather feedback and see how that's going to inform how we do things for the following 2 terms. Thank you.